Hi, hello, vanakkam, and welcome back to yet another episode on Little's Law YouTube channel. Today, in this video, we are going to see about how are we going to integrate our Neoload project into Azure Devops. In our previous videos, we saw how do we integrate the JMeter with GitHub. We saw how we integrated Azure DevOps with Load Runner and GitHub with Load Runner. So today in this video we will see how are we going to integrate Azure DevOps with Neoload, and we will see how to run a test in or using the Neoload web. So I have distributed the tasks into few different subtasks, like creating a repository, setting up the Git settings in Neoload, creating a script and validate it in Neoload, and upload the projects to DevOps. So we'll go one by one during the video. So the first step is creating a repository in Azure DevOps. So let's go to DevOps, the Azure DevOps, and we will create our first project. We'll create a project for this Neoload demo. So I'm clicking on this new project, creating a new project, which is on the right hand side, and I'm creating the project name, which is Neoload demo, and the description is again going to be Neoload demo testing, and I'm choosing this project as a public, and under advanced I'm choosing it as Git. So the version control which we are going to use for this project is Git control, and the work item process is basic, and I'm clicking on create. So let me So we are creating the project now. The project is getting created. Yes, so we have got our project created in Azure DevOps. So the first step is done. So the second step is going to be the repos setup, or setting up the repos in Neoload. So before that, let's go to repos under the project, under the Neoload project. So I'm selecting the repos, because this is the place where we are going to, or where we will find the settings to upload our project. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to copy the URL, and let's go to the share in Neoload, and under share I'm clicking on collaboration preferences, and under collaboration preferences there is a place called path, and I am entering the path here, and automatically the host will get populated here. And before that, we'll have to choose the use third-party server as the option, because there's the other option, which is the Neotest team server, which is a inbuilt Neotest collaboration option. But in this video we are going to see about how are we going to integrate Neoload with Azure DevOps. So I'm choosing Git HTTPS, and once we paste the URL which we have copied from the HTTPS part, automatically this moves to the dev.azure.com, and the port is always going to be 443. If it is a SSH port protocol, then it is 22, but since this is a Git, so we are going to choose the 443 and then the full name. So this will be very helpful for us to identify who has made the changes, and I've given the full name and the email ID, and then the username and password. And here this is the repository location, and I'm clicking on test, and yes, the connection is successful, and I'll click apply and OK. And before that, let me tell you, so once you click on generate Git credentials, we will get the username and password. So we'll have to give that credentials in this location, in this share location. So with that, we have completed the or we have set up the Git in Neoload. So the second step is done. The third step is creating a script and validate in Neoload. So we already have a script created. So let's just do a basic validation before we move it to the Azure Devops repository. And yes, we have completed the validation and everything looks fine. So this is done. So the next step is we're going to share, or we're going to upload the project to the Azure Devops. So before that, let's go back to the repos. And here it tells us the Neoload demo is empty and it asks us to add some code. And let's do that. So let me go back to Neoload. And in Neoload, let me choose share and then the share project, and the branch is going to be the master branch, and the repository path is, you can see here, it's the Neoload demo, and this is the URL which we're going to use. So let's do a test, a basic test before we test. Okay, and this is going to be upload project 1.0, and let's start sharing. Let me click continue. So we can see the message here that the project is successfully shared. I'm clicking on OK, and let's go back to the Azure DevOps and let me click on files. And yes, we can very clearly see that the variables, the values has been successfully uploaded here. Let's do another refresh. So yes, all the scripts, the values and everything has been successfully uploaded to the script. And here we can see this is the NLP file, which is the test file which will be used for testing. And here we have the variable file, the SLA profile and everything that we have got into the project. So just to make sure, yes, so everything is uploaded to the script. So here we have sign in, we have test. So what we will do now is let's create some populations, and let's upload the same into the project. So I'm creating new populations, and then I'm going back to the runtime scenario, and so I have created this population, and under that we have created these scenarios, and let me save it. And then again I'm going back to share and I'm going to publish the project. So here we can see we have the source, which is the master, and then the destination branch is master. So what we're going to do now is let's upload it into the future branch, and let me click next. And here we can see all these things, the servers, the sign in, the user path, the variables and everything has to be uploaded to the script. So let me click next and then another next. So everything has been successfully published. So let's go back to the script and let's do a refresh. And then here we can see that everything has been moved to the feature branch. So here we can see all the settings, the populations. So this is the population we have. The population has the script here, which is the virtual user ID, and then we have everything set up in here. So the sign in, the script is here. So everything that we have uploaded, that we have published to the project is located at this location. So here we can see that we have uploaded the feature branch. So it is asking us to create a pull request. So let's create a pull request and we will move all the changes to the main branch. So we have the master and the feature. So let's move the feature into the master branch. So we are going to upload the feature branch to master, and I'm clicking on create. So in case if you have any reviewers, you have any peers who can review, you can choose their name here, but I don't have anybody here, so I'm just clicking on create. And once you click create, so you can see there are no merge conflicts in here, so I'm approving it, and automatically we can see that the pull request is approved, and I'm clicking on complete. And then I'm going to choose squash commit, and I'm clicking on complete merge. So once I did that, automatically the branch is uploaded. And now let's go back to the files. And since we have moved it, so the feature branch is deleted now, and we have the final set of scripts in here. So in case if we are making any changes in the other system, if some other users are making any other changes, and if we want to get that to our project, we can just go to share, and then we can click on update project, and automatically the changes will be uploaded to our machine. So let's try that, whether in case it works. So let me go to the variables part, accounts text, and let me check the variables here. So we have got the accounts at login, accounts. Let's go to the accounts XML file, and here we have the values encrypted in the CData format. So what we can do is let's make a quick change. So let's add some values to it, something like this, and then we will update this to the repository. So for that, let's click on share, and when we click on update project, let's publish it. So let's click on publish project, and this time we will directly upload this to the master branch. And yes, so this is the variables. Under variables, we have updated the comments accounts. Let me click on next. So the branch already exists. Okay, so let's do it to a new branch. So we will have again the feature. So it's understandable that we might not be able to make any of our changes directly to the master, so anything that comes is through the branch. So let's go back to the files, and let's go back to the feature branch, and let's create another pull request. And in the pull request, we can see the files, whatever has changed. So these are the files that we have uploaded previously, and this is the latest one that we have done. So update accounts variable, and again I'm clicking on create, and let me one merge conflict. Yes, so that is what we're going to upload in here. Let me click approve. So let's go to the files, So yes, the values have been changed, and let's now go to the Neoload web and we will see how to make the changes. So I'm going to Neoload web. Let's see how to do the test in Neoload web, and under Neoload we will have to click on the, so upload the projects is done and changes are upload and publish the Neoload projects is done. And now let's see how to set up the test in Neoload web. So go to the gear icon, the settings part, and click for the subscriptions and click whether we have enough users that we can do a test. So for now I don't have any access, I don't have any licensed virtual users, but still I'll show you how to do this part, do this testing settings in the Neoload. So just choose this icon, the profile, and then go to the Git repositories, and under Git repositories click configure a Git repository, and under this we will have to choose the URL, and the URL is going to be this Neoload demo. So paste this URL here, and then the name is going to be Neoload demo test, and then let's click on test to see everything is working fine. So the Git repository successfully tested, and let's save it. So now we have the repository loaded here. Let's go back to the tests, and under test let's click on create, and I'm clicking on create again. And once you click create, we get this option to upload the Neoload project. So here I can choose from Git. So now here we can see the options of branches. So automatically the branches will get loaded. So in case if we want to just test the feature branch, I can choose the feature branch, and in case if I want to test the master branch, I have the option to test the master branch here. So I'm choosing the master branch, and I'm clicking on clone and zip, and once I click on clone and zip, automatically the project will get uploaded to the Neoload web. And here we can see the zip file has got uploaded, and the scenarios which I have created in the script has been loaded. And then in case if we want to make any changes to the virtual users, we can add them, and the duration, we can either run the test through the duration or we can run the test through iteration. And also we can set the ramp up seconds here, and we can even set the number of users here to set up the test. So something like add 5 users every 15 seconds or something like that, so that the test will automatically increase during the testing. Let me go to the duration, and I will just set it up for 1 hour 10 minutes, and here you can see the change every 15 minutes. So this is how we can test with different changes. We can make any changes during this load test. And then here we have the options to choose the zone. So in case if we have the proper license, we can run the test through the Neoload cloud, or else we can choose the static, and we can choose the default controller zones. And once everything is ready, automatically we can click on the start, and everything will run fine. We can click on the start test, and the test will start running fine, and we can collect the results in the test results section, or even we can set them up in the dashboards. So we can create a dashboard here, and then we can set the test results for any of our tests that we create, and we can even create a so all these things like how to do the setup and everything, we'll see that in a separate session. So I believe this video would have been very useful to you. Until we meet you in another interesting video, it's Baba from Vasan Shanmugam and Little's Law.